Welcome to the Investing 365 channel, and if it's your first time here, welcome, and if it's not your first time here, welcome back. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button and the like button if you like content like this, because there's a lot more to come. And honestly, it just really helps me out and allows me to create more content like this for you guys. So without further ado, let's dive into the top investments, anything that is pretty much over 100% gains as of this year. And I'm not going to be talking about any companies that I bought before this year, so consider yourself lucky, because that way I don't have to include Tesla, Snapchat, Google, Amazon, any of these other companies that I bought years and years ago. No crypto coins in general. I want to talk to you guys strictly about the companies that I bought in 2020 that returned absolutely incredible profits for me. And a lot of you guys wanted to see a full in-depth portfolio video. Without further ado, let's dive into my top 2020 investments, and hopefully you guys own some of these as well. And if you don't, maybe you might want to look into them for 2021 and beyond. So the first one on the list is ticker symbol SYRS, and this is Syros Pharmaceutical, and this company has returned me as of this date a measly 100%. And no, I don't mean measly, because that is an absolute great return. But the reason why I say measly is because I'm going from least amount of profit to the most. And obviously I had companies that also either lost me money or didn't return these kind of crazy results. Absolutely incredible, by the way. And I'm gonna actually share with you some of those at the very end of the video. I'm just gonna share some of the positions that had lost me money or, didn't perform that great. So that way you guys have a little bit of a contrast to the actual position, because these results are absolutely crazy this year. And so Syros Pharmaceutical, 100% great return. Next one on the list is NNDM. And I actually have a full in-depth analysis video that I'm gonna link up here and also down in the description below if you wanna go check that out. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It's a great video, and make sure to check it out after this video if you haven't already. But NNDM has returned me a total profit of 114% at a time I'm making this video. So pretty cool. Next on the list is a company, a home builder company that is called Toll Brothers. You might have heard of them. It's okay if you haven't, but they returned me 115% this year, which is super cool as well. And next one on the list, which actually has a tie with Toll Brothers, maybe I should put them together, but the next one on the list is CRISPR Therapeutics, which is ticker symbol CRSP. They're a gene editing company. They returned a great profit of 115% in a very short period of time in 2020. Super happy about that one. Next one is a retail company, which, as you probably know, in the year 2020, the retail industry went and took a huge dive because of the pandemic that happened. And I happened to pick up some of this company, which is Tapestry and ticker symbol TPR. And they returned a little bit over those two companies of 118% so far. All right. And from here on out, the numbers do get a little bit ridiculous, because from this one of 118%, it jumps all the way to 147%. And of course, as I told you before, the list goes higher and higher. So the next one on the list is Capri Holdings, which is ticker symbol CPRI, and this one returned 147%, which I'm super excited about as well. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, I do want to let you guys know that I do have a free Discord that you can join. I'll put the link down in the description below for you guys, and there's also a private group, which all you have to do is go and put in your information on Patreon. The link for that is down in the description below as well, and that gives you access to the private group. And if you're interested in something like that, go down and click one of the links in the description below and join either one of those groups. Like I said, there's a free version and there's a paid version. The paid version does have a little bit more benefits, but it's completely worth it. It's actually cheaper than 2 cups of coffee a month. So I hope to see you there. But the next one on the list is Cambium, CMBM. And this is a technology company that does a lot of infrastructure for 5G and 4G networks that we have. The router that I have here is literally a Cambium router. So they sell all types of equipment. And this is just a company that I saw that was extremely undervalued at the time and now has climbed over 156% in my portfolio alone. And the next one I have on the list is Vuzix Corp. And this company's ticker symbol VUZI is just an eyewear company that also returned me a whopping 161% year to date. A lot of you guys that are watching this video probably have heard of this company, and it's called Upwork, very similar to Fiverr. I wish I would have got on Fiverr earlier, but I actually didn't even hear about going public. It was very low key, and I probably would have bought it because I use Fiverr and I've been using it for years and years. But as soon as I saw Upwork come onto the market, I said, oh my gosh, I need to get a hold of this industry, because as pandemic cases rise, we're gonna need a lot of at-home workers, and Upwork does just that. So as soon as I bought the stock, I was super excited about it, and I kept on buying in over time, and the company has obviously gone up and up and up over time, and year to date it has returned me a healthy 171%. Next one is actually an IPO that I had mentioned in the video right here. It IPO'd in 2020, and I told people about it to keep their eyes on it, because this stock is Palantir, and as you guys probably know, that this stock has climbed a lot since their IPO, and I got in pretty early, and that is what allowed me to get 191% return on this stock. Next one on the list is the first one to make it to 200% this year to date, and that is Adidas, or ticker symbol EDIT, with exactly 200% return. And now let's crank it up a notch higher, because the next one on the list has returned me over 265% as I'm making this video, and it's a social media company. I don't know if you can guess it. Drum roll. Pinterest. That's right, Pinterest. I bought this stock in mid to late 2020, and it already has returned me over 265% year to date. Super excited about this one. And social media stocks in general have performed really well this year. I've bought some call options on Twitter that have made me money. I hold a lot of Snapchat, I hold a lot of Twitter, and I even hold Facebook. And little known fact, even though Reddit is not a public company, I actually hold some shares in Reddit as well. If you'd like me to do a video on how to buy Reddit shares, I'd love to do it. Go leave down in the comment section below. I'd love to learn more about Reddit. And also you can buy shares of TikTok. Now they're not exact one-to-one shares, meaning you're buying a company that owns TikTok, but essentially you can invest in TikTok as well if you're interested in that sort of thing. But you probably can't go wrong because it is the fastest growing social media platform, probably next to Reddit, Facebook, and Instagram in general. And the next two on the list I find a little bit fun because they're my highest returners this year. Again, besides like Bitcoin, Ethereum, the Tesla, the Snapchat, anything that I bought way back when. Their ticker symbols are actually the exact same letters, just in different orders. The first one is SQ, which as you know is Square, and I've been raving about this company for over a year now. My first share I actually bought at $10 per share. I wish I would have bought like 100 or 1,000. Obviously, if I could go back in time, I most certainly would have. But back then, it was really an unknown space, and with regulation the way that it is, so uptight in America, that I wasn't 100% sure if this company was even going to make it. But now, as you can probably tell, the stock price is sitting at over $200 per share, and that leaves me with over a 300% return on the average cost of all my shares that I purchased in 2020. And the last one on the list, you could probably guess, QS, at a return rate of over 500%, and to be exact, 519%. This one has been an absolute beast because it's only been out for 2 months. And as I'm posting this video, it's only been out for 2 months and it's returned over 500%. Now, at the time of making this video, I have sold a lot of my shares because I wanted to lock in those profits and reinvest them into other companies that are also gonna do really well, hopefully, as well as the ones I mentioned in this video. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed in the world of investing, but what I do know is that this company still has a lot of potential in the future, so I am holding some of their shares. Hopefully they go up even more. I doubt it. They might need to correct, and maybe the stock might even go sideways for a little while, and that's okay with me because I'll probably be buying more and more shares. I wanted to share with you some of the companies that I also lost money. So these are my biggest losers of this year. I'm just kidding. Losses happen and it's totally okay, and I'm not planning to sell them until they return a profit. Now, I also don't own a lot of these shares. Fortunately enough, I've been holding companies that have made me money and more of those, and doubling down on those winners versus trying to buy the losers and buying them at a discount. Now, I still believe that value investing is really good, and that's where I think a lot of money can be made very quickly. Now, I also believe that it is good to sell those companies when they do return a profit, so that way you can realize those returns and put them to work somewhere else, especially in companies that are growing really fast. So the first one on the list I bought in early 2020 and has returned a total of -7%. But the nice thing is this company also has a dividend yield of 7%. So pretty much I have made $0 on this stock. And as you probably have guessed, if you know which one I'm talking about, it is AT&T stock. I really can't complain with this one. 0%, honestly, not a bad loss at all. The next one on the list is ticker symbol O, or Realty Income. And I actually have lost about 13% on the stock. Luckily, I actually only own about 3 shares, so not a big deal at all. And this actually happens to be my biggest loser of the year. And the next one on the list also ended up returning a profit just a couple days ago, and that is Cinemark. And Cinemark I had on the list for a 7% loss, but it turns out that Cinemark actually went up, and now I'm up 9% on Cinemark. So not a bad trade there. And again, I believe that this company was just poised to go up because they dropped so much. And what I noticed is that they were able to offset their ticket sales rather than selling individual or family tickets. What they ended up doing is renting out their whole theaters, which a lot of other companies did not do. And so even though they weren't making a lot of money, an article from the CFO himself stated that all they had to do to turn a profit is fill their theaters to 20% occupancy, which is actually not asking for a lot. So they would do advertisements to get people to do a whole movie theater rental, and usually they'd rent, with their whole family, and they have a theater to themselves, and they'd be paying maybe, a fraction of the cost, maybe a half or a third of the cost of what Cinemark typically makes by selling individual seats. But again, this allows them to have less employees because they don't need as many people to clean or to sell tickets or to do concessions. They were also able to decrease the food quantity amount. So honestly, Cinemark did an absolute amazing thing there, and I saw that as an opportunity because their stock price dropped so much. So I bought them up. That's a lesson that I took away from my losses this year, is that if the fundamentals haven't changed, that doesn't mean that the stock price isn't going to change very, very quickly. So even though it was initially a loss, now it is a winner in my portfolio. Now it's nothing like the winners that I've had this year. And there's obviously 20 or 30 positions that have only returned me 20 or maybe 50%. But now you know what my portfolio looks like and what my biggest winners and losers are. And hopefully you learned something from this video. And if you did, go leave it down in the comment section below. Maybe other people could learn from what you have to take away from this video. And if there's something you'd like to see in a future video, go leave it down there as well, because I always read through my comments and it actually gives me insight on what you guys want to see. So if you haven't already, go smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. Feel free to check out the links down in the description below where you can get a free stock from Robinhood, $20 free from Stash, 2 or more stocks free from Webull, or $10 free from M1 Finance. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.